currently the only tier 10 light tank in World of Tanks Blitz, the Bat Chatillon 25t is a real pleasure to drive around, but it can be a bit of a fragile tank as well, because after all, it is a light tank, it hasn't got any form of armor, and it has an autoloader. What's the best way to play it? Let's find out in today's video. Yes, welcome back ladies and gentlemen, tankers of Blitz Universe, to the channel. My name is martindogger and we are looking at the Bat Chatillon 25t, as said, the tier 10 French autoloading light tank. If you are new to the channel and have found me through one of the recent reviews on the Valkyria Chronicles tanks, on the WZ121G FT, or in any other way, shape or form, thank you very much for joining in. Please hit that subscribe button because you will never miss an update again then. And I get a few more subscribers and we are all happy. And if you're a regular subscriber, thank you very much for the support. Do consider Patreon if you want to help me out in getting the channel sorted a bit more, in getting more videos up, videos on premium tanks, etc. Happy to provide them. And back to the subject at hand. This is the Bat Chat and I have 4 games for you today. 4, well, not completely different games, but different types of gameplay. Because the Bat Chat has a way in which you have to play it. That E50M is getting wrecked actually on top of that, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the Bat Chat. It is a bit of a strange tank. It is a really fragile tank, yet it can be enormously powerful. So it is a bit of a paradox, really. This game, on Castilla, I'm not playing the Bat Chat like you think you would or should. It's a supremacy game. Normally I would go for A and B, but Reds, they had 3 tank destroyers, so I decided to go up on the flank and try and spot the C cap. There was no one there, just no one. But I had already noticed they had an E4, they had a grill, and an SU-122-54, that means 2 big guns. I'm a light tank and you can get wrecked in it, and that's one thing that happens from time to time if you're driving a Bat Chat. If you're spotted, you'll sort of become the priority target straight away, and that has repercussions for the gameplay. You are an autoloading tank, and that has repercussions for the gameplay as well. And I am using my clip, my magazine, to full effect on this match, because I do nearly 4k damage, 3.8. Entire clip dunked into the grill, into the SU-122-54. I killed the E4 and did on average 930 damage on that IS-8, and that works, and we get a bit of a, well, medal of shame for a Bat Chat, maybe a sniper medal. 3rd class, 4k damage, nothing fancy really. So what I want to do here, I normally switch to Blitzers or show an armor profile, etc. I wanted to take you to this game on Faust, because yeah, I'll reserve the stats for just a bit later. I wasn't really finished talking on how to play the Bat Chat. When I first started driving it on the press account, I did really bad in it. Really bad. I had encountered a few Bat Chats on console when I was driving tier 8 premium tanks, and they just seem very OP to me. That might be due to the fact that they have a larger clip, and spotting and relocating is an even bigger thing on console. A bit less on Blitz, but I figured, right, I can drive in and I can shoot. And I have got a gun which does APCR, so I might well be able to shoot everybody up the arse and then kill them. And do 930 per clip every single time, and just bugger off, because I'm really quick and I have light tank camo, and I'll just use that. But it doesn't really work that way. You have to be on the flanks with the Bat Chat, preferably. You have to position yourself in such a way that you're only facing one target at a time, and by all means possible, pre-plan your movements. You have to have a position where you can just sit, safely reload the clip, then poke out, shoot, and you have to be slightly map aware because I'm putting one shot into this T57 heavy. I know there is a grill somewhere over there still. Right, he's on 176. Let's shoot him. That one goes just past him. But luckily he is looking down on, I think, the sand, probably. And at the moment he is down the grill. We managed to get it back from 3 on 3, from 3 tanks down to 3 on 3. It's now 3 on 5. But look what I'm going to do here. I'm completely ignoring the Conqueror. And I shoot one into the FV and one more, and I can kill now this little T57 heavy. Lovely stuff. Jalapenos down the line. Eaten, chewed up, spit on. But that's proper use of a clip. You have to be map aware in this tank, and the longer you stay alive, and it's even more so like said on console, but the longer you stay alive, the more deadly you become. And in a way, in that regard, it can be viewed as well, not a mini death, so it doesn't have that splash damage, but you do 930 on average. So if you can put shots into tanks like this and then relocate, then it's a really strong tank. But the Reds, they have a Conqueror still, who's luckily shooting its standards round, not hash. They have a T54E1, who is an autoloader, which means I want to go away and hopefully save 1100 hit points, but I get shot in the butt. There we go. Ouch, 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 ouch. 855, that's not good. I didn't want that. I wanted to have 1100 because I've been doing my maths. And the T54E1 does 910 on average as well, which means that with 1100, Lakey noob, with 1100 I would have had a bit more of a chance, really. But like I said, the Bat Chat is a relocating tank. You're quick, you can see what I'm doing here. It is on soft terrain, 65 kilometers per hour. You have good acceleration, really. You have a light tank camouflage rating. So you're constantly on the look for positions to drive and then shoot a tank and hopefully unload an entire clip. This one goes in on the T54E1. I get spotted on the first shot and this one goes just above its tracks. Lovely stuff, kill him, cool. Nice. I then go for a full reload, 15 seconds thereabouts. That's my reload time for a full clip. And as long as I can do that, I should be okay. I'm going to stuff up completely on the Conqueror, not completely, but I'm going to stuff up on the Conqueror. But if you can't do this, if you're not map aware, then don't drive the Bat Chat. And I've had a few people ask me, right Martin, I've started a new line. Would it be a good idea for me to go play the French light tanks? And I don't think it is, actually. I mean, if you look at the line itself, the gameplay stays pretty much the same. AMX 12T, 3075, 3090, the Bat Chat 25t AP, the tier 9 one, they are all about the clip damage. Luckily, the Bat Chat, the big one, gets a bit more in terms of DPM, which I'm going to show you after the game in stats and numbers as well. But there are a few things that I would think would benefit the tank. And key one is the shell reload. The clip reload is fine. You can see it wasn't 15 actually, it was 12.9 with all the full bells and whistles on. But between shots it's 3 seconds, and it's a bit on the long side for me, really. And I think the Bat Chat might deserve a little buff in that regard. I'm going to show you exactly why that is later with the stats and numbers as well. So let's switch to Blitz Stars, where we have the Bat Chat lined out against the 62, the Leopard, the T57, the FV, and the tier 9s, 8 and 7 versions. And if you then look at the gun statistics, or more the firepower, you can see you have APCR and heat and HE in terms of ammo. DPM on the low side, it's even worse than an E50M, but yeah, you are a light tank. You have an autoloader, which means 3 in the clip. That's all well and good. But what puzzles me is that you have a 105mm gun, and so do the Leopard and the FV, as you can see. But while you get 310, they get 350. And that's strange. You do have 310 on a 105mm gun, which is the same as with the T62A, but that gets 245 in terms of pen, and you get 240, and it's not a lot, it's only 5 mils, but it's 5 mils extra of pen. And what puzzles me even more is this. Look at that. 3 shells in the clip, 3-second reload. That means in 6 seconds I can dunk 910 on average into a tank. But not for the T57 Heavy. That one has got 3 in the clip, 2.5 seconds. If Wargaming would want to buff the Bat Chat, and I don't know if they should, I don't have full data on it, and I predict that the numbers will be fairly good for the Bat Chat because it is played by people who know how to play it usually, and it can do big dumb numbers damage. But I think 2.5 seconds would be just a bit better because you have that little light bulb going off which says 3 seconds means you're spotted. It's like with the SP1C really. 2.5 would be a good way to buff it. It would up the DPM just a little bit, just a touch, not much, just a touch. Then I can live with a slightly worse penetration because you still have that clip, you still have the light camouflage, light tank camouflage, so that would be good. Because if you look at aim time, for example, it's not, yeah, 1.63, it's not bad. But dispersion, it's god awful. It's really god awful. T57 Heavy has better dispersion for a bigger gun with a bigger clip damage. It has better gun depression. And of course it's a heavy, so it has better hit points as well. It doesn't have a light tank camouflage rating, but still. You are a very quick tank with a very good engine power and very good, very good power to weight ratio. That really works. But you traverse 56. Leopard and T62, 56, 54. Even the FV, 50. Not bad. Credit coefficient, bad. It just eats credits. View range, only 260. Leopard has better. FV has got it better. Hit points, 1800. Okay, not bad, but yeah, you're a light tank and that's all well and good. It has better. And in terms of hull armor, of course, really bad. And if you then look at these statistics, and I know Wargaming have a far better set of statistics and a far bigger one, you can see that in terms of average damage, it is 2k. It's not monumentally bigger than the mediums, and damage ratio is a lot better. Average kills 1. I don't know, I think it deserves a bit of a love, a bit of tender loving care and a bit of a buff really. Before we do the last 2 games, just a quick look at the armor profile, which isn't of course spectacular. But what you can see here is the Bat Chat from the perspective of a Leopard in the new and improved World of Tanks Inspector, Armor Inspector. And you can see what happens against it with that front plate. That is actually, it's set at such a severe angle really that if you use maximum gun depression, you will bounce Leopard shots. They will still paint your turret anyways, and the cupola is sticking out like a sore thumb, but that front plate can give you really troll bounces, and I have bounced big shots as well. I think it's in my 268 review actually, where I bounced off the front plate of a Bat Chat. That's your really only form of armor that can work well. If you manage to get a bounce on that, you can see, hold down, it becomes an auto bounce angle. The rest, nothing to write home about. Yeah, you get wrecked. And to be honest, I'm not really worried about the big derpy guns at tier 9 and 10. The 704, 268, E4, E3, Death Star, Grill, etc. And that may sound strange because I'm a light tank, but in a way, because I'm a light tank, I'm not too worried about them. I will outspot them 9 out of 10 times. They have longer aim time than I have. I have a very good acceleration, so I might be able to run away from them. And there is of course the fact that they see me on the list. They see a Bat Chat on the list and they will instantly start to think, I have to shoot him. We have to shoot the Bat Chat. We have to shoot him up the butt. Preferably with a nice AG shell or hash. And that's why I did not go onto B cap straight away, because otherwise I would have had to endure maybe the full clip from the 25t AP Bat Chat and maybe from my tier 10 sibling Bat Chat, and then I would have gotten shot by the FE because they think, oh, it's the Bat Chat, let's shoot him. People are pre-aiming in on bases like the B cap on Canyon because there's a Bat Chat. Let's kill the little French baguette. Yeah, not on my watch, not this time. I'm being sensible. I decided not to go on to B cap, which I would normally do. And this Bat Chat is not doing the right thing, really. He is in a position where a lot of medium tanks are. There are several guns pointing at him. And I'm making sure that nobody is pointing at me. I haven't got a clue where the FE is, so I decided to go up over there. Maybe poke over and be able to spot him. Oh, hello, there you are. Right, and then I can safely shoot this E75 and set him on fire and hopefully shoot him again. Just two shots left, one into the ground, annoying. But let's track the 704 and then we'll go forward again and just do the same thing again. Reload, 15 seconds to go. Nobody can shoot me over here. I'm safe from any tank really. And this one just doesn't connect. Darn it! But you can also see what's happening to the team. They are thinking, right, we got two bases, let's push. Too bad. 140 takes out the M103. And then our, what is it, 140 decides to push in. That one bounces on the side armor of the 704. He doesn't know, I don't know why, but he doesn't seem to know that I'm an autoloader. And the Sen 7/1 is taken out by the Red Death Star. But I haven't taken any damage yet, and that means I'm getting lethal. The longer I can stay alive, the longer I can provide distraction for my team, the longer I can make that turrets turn or have a gun pointing my way. And if there's a gun pointing my way, that means then I'm pointing the way of my teammates. So that's why I decided to go back, and I back up just too late. I don't have the gun depression, stupid maneuvering about. I can put a shot into that 140 for a low roll actually, 287. But that's the first damage I've taken. And if that's the first damage I've taken, I'm happy. In the meantime, look at the minimap. You have to be map aware. If you don't even think about doing this line if you're not map aware, if you don't have the experience. And the grill is a bit annoyed at me, I think. Well, what was he expecting? I mean, he decided to push up on an IS-4 and the 140 and the Death Star. It's not smart. That's not smart gameplay. That's not how you should play the game. You should be savvy really and just wait for cheap shots like this one, and then you can kill a tank, because I had noticed the clock already. We are winning on supremacy points, and I know there is a tank. I think it is the Death Star. There he is. Alright, he was on the cap, lovely stuff, and I knew that he was a clip for me, or at least two shots. And I killed the 140, and I'm blocking their timer now from raising any further. And that IS-4, you can see what he was thinking. He was way off from where I was. He was thinking, right, he's probably going towards C to protect that, or to our spawn, or whatever. But I wasn't. I was on the other flank, killed the 140, reserved my two shots for killing the FE. And of course I was lucky that the FE decided to shoot hash instead of AP, and that I bounced a shot from that IS-4. But I did it anyway. We won. Kolobanov, first class. Lovely little game. And that means we are going into the last one here on False Creek, and I'm going up to a bush to spot first for a bit. And to be honest, I don't play this game really well, if I'm... Yeah, I can say that about myself, because I really don't. It seems all fine from up here. There's an E100 spotted. I'm not stupid enough to shoot him because there's a Jaeger behind it as well. There's a Death Star, Red Death Star still unspotted. I'm not going to waste any shots or a camo rating from shooting him. Our T-54 gets taken out. We have a few tanks on the flank, a 121B and a T-62. And I really don't want to get engaged at the moment. because I don't know where most of the tanks are. AMX 50B is calling for help. I'm trying to reset my camo here and get a shot off on the Bat Chat 25t AP, the tier 9 one. And now I'm going to bugger off. I am spotted. And I was actually thinking here, I might be unspotted now, but the 121B still knows where I am, and he puts one shot into me. And I'm dumb enough to try and get another shot into him and track him, and I do shoot him once more, but I get tracked, and this is just a bad trade really. I've lost nearly 700 hit points for getting 2 shots in return into him. And he's going to go down eventually. But it's not sensible gameplay. I'm losing too many hit points. And what I'm going to do now is stick to the theme and title of the video, which is basically a Fatboy Slim number. Shoot, scoot, relocate. Shoot, scoot, relocate. And that's what I'm going to do. I went on the flank. I spotted the Death Star, who was taken out by the E50M, which means I get 1k spotting damage. And that's all good. Everybody's a winner. I go up over here. E100 spotted. And here is again experience. I know this is gun pointed towards me. There's a light bulb. He definitely saw me. He probably had an HE shell loaded. And HE, that's what you want to shoot at a Bat Chat, because it's a Bat Chat. Let's take him out and let's wreck him, the little baguette. But I'm just going on the flank now, a little drifting around. And I end up on the butt of the 121B. Can shoot him once, can shoot him twice. And can I shoot him again? No, but I can shoot the VK, and that means another nice little clip into him. The biggest problem at the moment is my hit points. 863. 863 means 2 shots from that VK. 1 shot from the E100 HE. Jagdpanzer E100 could easily kill me. The red tier 9 Bat Chat can clip me, and I can't clip him. I did take a quick look on the hill, thinking, where is he now? We have to do 2 versus 4, and in terms of mobility and all, it's all well and good, but in terms of hit points, it is not. Here I go. I track that E100 in place. I can hopefully, just about miss it, hopefully track him again. But now it is fine. I can now just sit here, reload, and then see what happens. Right, 25t AP is pushing in. E50M doing a good job by respotting him. And as long as I can keep that cover between me and either the E100 or the red Bat Chat, then we should be fine and dandy really. E50 says negative, Chat's negative. I Chat hold position because I'm reloading. There's 1 shot from the red Bat Chat. I track him in place, but I can put 1 more shell into him and then back off. That means that he can't shoot me and I can hopefully kill him, leave him on 79. Fair enough, that's all well and good. I've got 4.5k damage done. And I know where both tanks are. And I have about the same reload as the red Bat Chat, and as long as he doesn't roll high, I can kill him. This one is annoying, goes through his tracks or on the tracks or whatever, but I can kill him, and I can now hopefully kill the E100. No, let's try to reload. Let's not die. Thank you very much, E50M. Lovely game played by you. Got yourselves a first class and a Redley Walters medal. But I was lucky enough to receive a mastery and a patrol duty medal due to about 1k spotting damage on the red Death Star and 11k combined between the two of us. That did the trick on this game. Well played, Kyop from Vive Clan. Couldn't have done it without you. So let's wrap up the video with the usual quick summary on the Bat Chat 25t. You are a prime target for red tanks, so use that as a factor in your gameplay. Clip damage is key if you want to be successful and do big damage numbers. And remember, you are the light tank, so use your mobility and your camo rating. That's it all for today, ladies and gentlemen, tankers of Blitz Universe. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you like the content. My name is Martindogger. I see you all on the next video. Cheers, happy tanking, and bye bye.